Hello, I'm Rico Berturana and welcome to the World of Zwift.
Welcome to the World of Zwift, broadcasting to Utopians wherever you are in the world from my lofty platform high up amongst the Mayan pyramids. We've got another packed show ahead, so here's what I'm about to send out to you over the airwaves this week. Tour de France winner Geraint Thomas and rugby legend Alix Popham, well, they'll be here to tell us all about a very important project they're kicking off on Zwift this weekend. Team Heino are here to tell us about how they became just so darn good. We wrap up the ZRL Season 2 with a nice little bow, and here to do the wrapping are Davey T, Hannah Walker and Sir Matthew of Stevens. We try your edible suggestions and go up market in the feed zone. A to Zwift delivers more abbreviated facts directly into your brains. Before we get started, remember to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and most importantly, let us know what you think in the comments below. Myself and the team behind the show, we love to read every single one. We laugh and sometimes we cry. And if you want to do it now, I'll just provide some entertainment while we wait. I love to play. Thank you. This week in the World of Zwift, it is Women's History Month, and to celebrate, Zwift has launched the Women's Ride and Run series. As part of a packed schedule of events, tune in to the Power Up Tribe podcast to hear about how Sika Henry wants to become the first African-American female triathlete to go pro. You can find it wherever you get your podcast to learn more. The Cape Epic, described as the Tour de France of mountain biking, hits Watopia and it's open to absolutely everyone. Complete all 4 stages to be entered into a prize draw for a completely radical custom-painted Scott spot, which I love, and an invitation to race against the pros in the Pro-Am race on March the 17th. A big shout out to the thousands of you that took part in last weekend's Haute Route rides, climbing a ridiculous total of 202 million feet between you. That is the equivalent of an Everesting every day for 19 years. Chapeau. And speaking of Everesting, 2 young Zwifters from South London are off to attempt their very own this weekend. Max and Finley will be setting up outdoor Zwift at 6 a.m. on Sunday morning and aim to raise £1 for every metre in elevation to support the legendary Herne Hill Velodrome. Join them if you would like to for a lap of the Alp, or click the link below to send your support. And I might even try to join you for some of the way, possibly some of the way down. And from one totemic mountain to another. Each year, thousands of riders explode their lungs up the steep slopes of Mount Fuji in Japan's biggest hill climb. Now, whether you're riding it in real life or on Zwift this year, why not try the Mount Fuji Dojo Workout Series, which is led by the best hobby racer in the world, Mr. Akihiro Takaoka, which starts this week. More information, again, down there. Underway right now is the Under Armour Hover Run the World Series. All you need to do is run a 5K in 5 different worlds to unlock prizes and win radical Under Armour swag, IRL and in Zwift, like a pair of Hover Machina 2 running shoes. And you know what? With prizes like that, each week I come closer to buying a treadmill. If you want to take part, details below. And finally, a huge congratulations to our top of the show host, Rigoberto Urán, and his partner on the arrival of their baby just this week. I'll be watching out for the mini Rigo when the 2039 Tour de France rolls around. Now this week, the ZRL Season 2 reached its explosive conclusion on Greatest London Flat. A massive shout out to all the riders, support teams, fans, and everyone else who makes this happen. Personally, can't wait for Season 3 to begin. And just to put it out there, I'm available for transfer if any of the big teams need a big person. Our commentary team are here to break down the results in just a moment. But first, let's take a look at the best of the men's action from this season.
We are seeing some massive Watson Kilo, and we are seeing a snowstorm of power-ups.
What a finale.
Mako Voets, who took that on the line there. This is the Legion of Los Angeles here.
Just 1.5 seconds back.
PO Auto Ceramic Speed win, so 2 wins from 2.
This has gone full gas now. You can see multiple splits.
Obet takes the lead. Obet with a perfectly timed sprint takes the win ahead of Lionel Bielsa. Takato Akeda in 3rd.
It's unraveling. Freddie Obet is up near the front. 5K to go. Look at this. It's Matteo Cigala.
Harvard Gledner's just ahead of Freddie Obet. Canyon Esports, they were the last team off today.
This team has been so incredibly consistent. Here's the first catch.
They've actually caught Legion. PO Auto Ceramic Speed overhauling Canyon Esports, who are 1.53 seconds behind. They are back to their best.
Freddie Ovid like a rocket ship on rails.
Freddie Ovet's coming up again. 17 watts a kilo.
Wow.
He does it again.
Freddie Ovid making it 3 for 3.
That was breathless stuff.
And it is Andiamo time.
Matt Brook of the Bolt Racing Team is going to take this one. Big sprint here. Oh, it looks like Tyler Williams got that from Gledness.
Here comes Canyon. Here comes Canyon.
Ovid as well, making it look like it's downhill.
Wow.
Incredible performance from Ovid.
This is going to be an absolutely superb race today. A team time trial on the greatest London flat.
Canyon Esports need to finish 3 clear places in front of Saris to beat them on points. To see that Freddie Ovet even gave him a cheeky wave. Unbelievable. This is an absolute thriller of a finale. PO Auto are about to be caught by Canyon. Canyon Esports fighting for the win. They cross the line now. PO Auto just behind them. But look at that. Canyon Esports, well, they are equal on points. But because they won the final round, they run out the winners of this championship. I cannot wait for season 3.
And it was a fabulous end to season 2 of the ZRL in the men's division. What a battle it was for the team time trial. Matt Stevens and Dave Towle join me now. And Matt, that's how you end a season, isn't it?
It was on a knife edge, wasn't it? And we came into the final race, the team time trial in London, with the top 3 really delicately poised, and the championship could have gone to one of 3 teams, which we know. But the kind of time gaps at the end were so narrowed, and the whole season pivoted just in a couple of seconds.
And Dave, people in IRL and also on Zwift sometimes a little bit cold on team time trials, but this was full-on racing. This is what we wanted, people against the clock.
Yeah, when you look at it, a lot of times, OJ, you end up with 2 teams battling for the title. When you make it 3 teams, that dynamic was as good as it gets in sport. You really had no idea as they came into the final kilometer what team was going to end up on top. As good as it gets.
Now, let's talk about the teams that were fighting it out for the win. Canyon had to go for it, didn't they? They wanted to win the season. They had to go for it, and they put in a dominant performance.
When you look at it, I mean, they had every reason to think that this was their title, that they were getting back from some interlopers that had pickpocketed them, because the season had so many ups and downs. At one point, really through the middle part of the season, it looked like it was Canyon's season 2 was theirs. So ultimately, twists of fate came along, and they stepped up in the finale. Now, PO Auto also could say the same storyline is theirs. And Saris the Pros Closet kind of came in as the underdog that overachieved, and they certainly made a statement. I have to say that team should be really proud of the way that they rode all season long.
So looking at that final round then, Dave, who were the standout riders for you?
Well, credit to Lionel Biasson for a season to remember, that's for sure. OJ, he basically never came outside of the top 5. That would be his lowest result through the entire 8-race season. So you have to tip your cap to that. And then the mighty Freddie Ovid. That was, as far as an individual in that team environment with Legion of LA, well, 3 out of 8 races he won, and he lifted up the morale, the spirit on Legion of LA, really went from the basement to the penthouse from season 1 to season 2, and watch out for them in season 3.
And looking at PO Auto, Matt, I mean, at times this season, they looked like the most dominant team out there. It looked like they could be on for winning season 2, but they just faded away towards the end.
They did, and I mean, I think looking at the way they've ridden the team time trials, I mean, they had one howler, didn't they? I mean, pretty much every single week we're saying that, okay, it's tight at the top, but all a team need is a howler of a night. And they had one pretty early on. I think they finished 12th or 13th in one particular round, and that completely changed the face of it. But after that, they kind of did pull themselves back together again. I thought they'd win the final team time trial. I think the thing about PO Auto Ceramic Speed as well is they've got real depth. They had a different roster for this final round as well. So that they haven't just got 5 or 6 guys, they've got 7 or 8, 9 guys, whatever permutation, they can win.
Matt just mentioned it. You've got Canyon that went out like a bull in a china shop. They chased down this 30 seconds and they caught up the team in front. And then you have this battle of one team going past the other team, which is a grey area, but when you're on it, and you're trying to race not just the clock, you're trying to race another team.
Yeah, there's a lot to consider, and I really think when you look at it from everybody's side here, actually there's 3 different sides in this conversation that you look at. So remembering now that, P.O. Auto is the team that is caught by Canyon. So what if they do sit up to allow Canyon to pass? That's all well and good, but you have to remember they're in a battle for a top 3 spot in the overall. There's prize money, prestige, everything that goes with sporting glory is on the line here. So you can't ask these athletes to completely shut it down either. So you end up with a very complex situation.
Dave, who are we going to be looking at next season? Is it going to be the same teams battling at the top? Do you think there'll be some movement? Is there anything you know? Who would you be putting your money on this early for season 3 to be contending for the title?
I think my tip is going to be Legion of LA is going to be the next time that we have 3 teams battling for the championship into a final race. I expect them to be one of the teams.
Well, it's been great chatting to you guys. Season 2 has been an absolute roller coaster. Thank you very much. And with that, we will now head on to the women's highlights.
Well, this is a fantastic surge. Catherine Curry, who got it from Cecilia Hansen's team at Heino. They have started as they finished last season. Heino, look at what's happening. They are catching Canyon Esports. This is a phenomenal ride.
Really demoralising for Canyon Esports.
We now have a group of 34 riders in the front coming into the climb. There are some power-ups left in the tank. Curie looks like she's going to take a second win. Catherine Curie takes the win for I Race Like a Girl. We have 17 riders in this front group. 550 metres to go. Williams, Curie, this is amazing. MacGyver takes the win. 2024.
10 seconds quicker than I Raced Like a Girl wasn't enough to beat these monsters. Heino
make it 5 from 5. They are absolutely unstoppable. This volcano circuit is already taking its toll. Riders getting dropped with every metre that they're climbing. As ever, Heino have the upper hand in this front group. Who is going to take the win there? Looks like MacGyver.
We've got a few outsiders. Jackie Godby, watch out for her.
Wilkinson Gardner is going to be between these 3. Somebody's over the top. It looks like Godby. Somebody's coming round there. It is Jackie Godby, and she came from nowhere for Saris and the pros closet. This is the final round.
A team time trial on the greatest London flatland.
Devastatingly strong performance here by Canyon Esports. But Heino are going to be breathing down the necks of Canyon now.
Heino look like they mean business. They can see Canyon in their sights.
And it's Canyon crossing the line as well. So Heino, absolutely sensational stuff here with a 41.05. What can anybody do? It's like poetry in motion.
So there, the women highlights from the final race and what has been a great, amazing season 2. You'll also see that Dave Towle has put a wig on and is now going by the name Hannah Walker. So Hannah, I mean, the final round was like every of the other 7 rounds. It was Heino being dominant. 25 seconds they took the team time trial while it was never in doubt.
They were absolutely incredible. Finished where they finished in season 1 as well. 100% win rate for them and really are unbeatable. They're dominant. They're just a superior team and they just have that winning streak. And I think that momentum they carried throughout the season, no one could quite crack their code.
It'll be fascinating to see how they come out in season 3 to see if that dominance is still there. Outside of Heino, maybe Hannah, who've been the standout riders for you this season?
I mean, between 2 actually. Catherine Curry, phenomenal from I Race Like a Girl, and then Beth MacGyver of Cryo RDT. Both those riders took 2 victories, individual victories for their teams, and very different age categories as well, it's fair to say. Catherine Curry, a former professional rider, former US road race champion. Beth MacGyver, very, very young, brilliant to see. And I think, yeah, future's bright, up and coming, but also for the, I don't want to say the older generation, but they can still win. They still got it.
Don't you say that about Matt Stevens when he's here listening at the same time. If you take the full 8 weeks, Matt, of the women's season 2, the racing has been fast and it has been so exciting.
It has. I mean, okay, let's for one moment put the dominance of Heino to one side. We've talked about them, but we've seen the emergence of, we've seen really attacking, spirited racing. And I'm going to be so bold as to say, slightly more exciting than the men's racing. They get stuck in very, very early on. The field gets whittled down. It's really attritional. And we've had, obviously, some standout performances. Beth McGuire, 2 wins for her. Catherine Curry, 2 wins. And what about Jackie Godby's win the other day, back in Richmond for the second time? That was one of the most spectacular finishes that I've had to call on Zwift. So the racing itself has been very, very entertaining. And it's, I think, the ZRL is just going to get better and better and better. Other teams just need to look to Heino to see what their kind of secret is.
There's no point trying to be another Heino, because Heino are the best at being Heino.
Exactly.
In a word, Hannah, are Heino beatable in season 3?
Maybe. It's getting closer. It's getting closer. It is. It's getting closer.
I think maybe is the best word we could have used there. Absolutely used there. It sets up the storylines perfectly for season 3. Matt, Hannah, thank you so much for your time. Oh, it's that time of the show again where mystery foods, as suggested by the comment of last week's show underneath. So what have we got here then? Well, we've got 4 gelatin sailors adrift on a malt loaf canoe. We've got some matcha powder guarana and beetroot tea, which I'm very excited about. All in all, this is a World of Zwift high tea. I have to say that I like malt loaf. I'm a big fan of malt loaf. I take it on a ride. The reason I don't usually is I'll eat the entire thing if I take a big loaf with me. Just inhale it. And I also like cubes of jelly, more than I like jelly that's been made. My mouth is watering like Pavlov's dog. Here we go. Together, there's a mix of textures there. In some ways, I feel like I'm chewing one of those really plasticky sofas your nan used to have in the 80s. And that's what I feel like I'm eating now. Okay. Interesting. Will it give me energy? I think so. Will I still be chewing it in about 6 weeks' time? Quite possibly. So I will pour some of our tea, spilt some, to you and to me. Well, that tastes of nothing, I'll be honest with you right now. It's interesting. I actually don't hate it. I don't hate it at all. I will say, it's very hot and very tasteless, just like me. I've pretty much enjoyed this World of Zwift afternoon tea, and because we're testing stuff right now, just in case you don't have hot water with you, what is it like just eating a sachet? Don't do it! Don't do it! Oh my God, I need water. I seriously need water. Team Heino, they are clearly the most dominant and successful team on Zwift so far. In just over a year, Heino has gone from an idea to an unstoppable yet understated team. They don't shout about the success, they quietly drop you, and then they ride off into the sunset. How do they do it? Joining me now, 2 people who are right at the beating heart of that success. It is Lars Husbell and Vicky Whitelaw. Hello to both of you, and congratulations on the perfect season. Round of applause from everyone here at Zwift. It was such a great thing to do. So let me ask you first, Vicky. How did you and your teammates celebrate this fabulous second season win?
Given the different nationalities, I think we all have our own unique ways of celebrating. For me, it's dark chocolate. But Swedish, Danish, British riders, I think Alice would probably say it's called Holland Caterpillar, the lollies that they have there in Britain.
Talk me through how this team went from just an idea to what it is right now.
Yeah, basically the idea was to create a team racing on very high level, but still having fun doing it. And then Whitelaw, Vicky Whitelaw, and Cecilia Hansen, Louise, I have been training with them on Zwift for about, I think, 3-4 years. So I asked them to join the team if they think it was a good idea, and then we took it from there.
Well, what makes a Heino rider then? When you're out scouting for riders to join the team, because one thing that Matt Stevens said to me earlier on was the amazing amount of depth you have. You have riders for any occasion.
It's the personality and, of course, the fitness level. It has to be really good. But it's also the personality, and they are willing to sacrifice everything for the team as we race as a team and not as an individual rider.
Obviously, a lot of the races are planned out by Lars. You're on a Discord channel when you're doing it. But somebody's headset went down, and still they managed to implement the race plan because they knew how the Heino team was going to race. They knew what they should do.
Yeah, And leading on from that, I think I've been on several in real life teams and professional teams, and the way Heino, led by Lars, plans it's meticulous. Like, we don't leave any stone unturned in our race recons. We know every gradient, we know every corner, we know every pothole on the road in our sleep.
Now, obviously, when you are the king or the queens, obviously people want to take your spot at the top of the tree. What are you expecting to come at you next season in season 3?
Hopefully we can win again. I'm not sure that we will do, but we will keep up a good fight.
How important was it to get through season 2 undefeated for the perfect season?
Very important. We want to back it up from the first season. So it wasn't just one lucky punch, but we could back it up.
Vicky, you've raced at the highest level on the road. The success you've had this season, the season before, all the success you've had on Zwift with Heino, how does that rank? How does it compare?
As I said at the start, I've been on several teams, but this is up there as one of the best. And that's why it's such a joy and why I'm so proud to ride with us, because the organisation and the leadership by Lars and the contributions of the riders makes this so awesome. And if we think about the other teams, we love the competition, so we want them to lift, and that makes it more exciting for us and the viewers to watch. But we're still going to get better.
Do you know what, Vicky? I feel every other team in the ZRL felt a disturbance in the force when you said we're going to get better after what you've just delivered this season in season 2. And Lars, final question. You've got such a great dominant team. It's so deep, stacked with talent. How do you stop them getting poached and going and riding for other teams? Because obviously they're going to be sniffing around and wanting to take some of your riders.
Yeah, of course they will. I would do the same if I needed anyone. But I don't stop anything. They can just ask if they want. I'm pretty sure all are very happy to be on the team, because that is the spirit on the team.
We can see why you've had so much success. Great riders and a great team spirit as well. Vicky and Lars, thank you for your time.
Yeah,
thank you, IJ.
R is for ride-ons. Looking to spread some love to nearby Zwifters or send your riding buddy a boost when they're out there digging deep? The ride-ons is what you're looking for, my friends. Just select the rider's name on the right-hand side of the screen. Zwifters nearby, you'll see an orange thumb icon next to their name. Click on it, bam, there's the option. A blue ride-on appears above their avatar along with your name, so they know it's from you. Or, in the Zwift Companion app, you can give a ride-on to a rider you follow, even if you're not riding with them. And here's something you might not know. Your ride-ons help Zwifters accumulate Zwift currency, aka drops. So next time you're on a group ride, throw out some ride-ons and show your fellow Zwifters some love. N is for NYC. The Big Apple is a blast on Zwift. You see landmarks like the Guggenheim Museum and strawberry fields as you ride through Central Park. Keep exploring and you'll discover a future Gotham. You'll find flying cars, elevated glass roads, sleek sci-fi buildings, and lots of Zwifters, trust me. With 14 routes to choose from in Central Park at its heart, you can find a ride or run around the clock in the city that never sleeps. M is for multiplier. Multiply what, you may ask? Cold, hard, drops. If you want to maximize your Zwift digital currency you earn on each ride, follow these hacks. And you should. It's like free money to spend in Drop Shop. Climbing multiplies your drops, so go up when possible. Pedaling while descending earns extra drops too, but super tucking looks really cool. That look is temporary, my friend. A shiny new Cervelo S5 or S-Works Venge is forever. Lastly, riding with a pace partner is a drop jackpot. Check this out. Ride with a pace partner and your multiplier increases every 5 minutes. It's probably the best way to stack drops in a hurry. Follow my advice and you'll be laughing all the way to the drop shop. Just tell them Bahati sent you.
As scientists learn more about concussion, its impact on an ever-increasing number of sports is beginning to be understood, including cycling. Now, if you're in the US, you will almost certainly have come across the ongoing research and debate about concussion in the NFL. It's made the game take a long, hard look at how to protect its players. But elsewhere in the world, rugby players without body armor also experience big hits, and much more frequently as well. Now, one Welsh rugby legend supported by his pal that you may have seen riding in Watopia from time to time is setting off on a mission to support his colleagues and connect with the best brains in science and research to make positive change. He's calling the project Head for Change, and his first ever event is the Rugby Ride Challenge, which is taking place in Watopia this weekend. Alix and Geraint join me now. Hello, guys. And Alix, let me start with you. It is great to have you with us today. You set up this initiative after you were diagnosed with early onset dementia at the age of 40. What led to that diagnosis? How did you end up at this point?
Well, it was most probably 18 months ago that my wife started noticing different symptoms for me, from short-term memory, concentration. I would struggle in a group situation where lots of people were talking to take in the conversations. I struggled to filter out noise. I was mixing words up, losing my trail of thought in conversations. And then what led me to go to the doctors was I got lost on a bike ride I've done over 100 times, a loop from my house, and ended up, when I got lost, cycling back the way that I had cycled from, and got home and was clearly shook up. And my wife said, right, with everything that had been going on, you've got to go to the doctors. And then it was most probably 9-10 months of different types of testing, scans, seeing a neurologist multiple times, a neuropsychologist who did a load of memory testing with me. And then at the start of lockdown, got given the diagnosis. And then since the diagnosis, the love, support from people around the world has been unbelievable. And literally, I think the following day or a couple of days after the news had broke, Geraint sent me a text, anything I could do. And I said, actually, there is. From what he did, the amazing work he did with Zwift for the NHS event, I said I would love to do a ride and raise some money for the foundation that we've set up, Head for Change.
Is head injury much of an issue in the pro peloton?
People are a lot more aware of it now, and the team has concussion protocols. You know, we do the start of every season, we have that baseline where you do loads of different sort of tests and things, so they can do that after if you have hit your head in a crash and stuff. So it's obviously just not as prominent as what it is in rugby and other contact sports, but it's definitely an issue they're still sort of taken very seriously now, which is good.
Yeah. Well, we're going to come on to what you're going to be doing to raise money. How important was it for you after that diagnosis to react to it positively and to set up Head for Change?
I've got 2 teenage daughters, Holly and Isabel, and how do you tell children that young that their dad's a 40-year-old's got dementia? So we started Googling things, and there was nothing there. Everything was for 60-plus-year-olds. So we realised there was a need. At the time when I started being tested, there was about 15 boys being tested. Now there's over 250 around the UK. So we want to, with the foundation, get them the right help, get them in front of the right people who are specialists in this area. And that's what we're going to do as a foundation.
Talk me through this event this weekend and what's happening, G.
It's basically 12 hours split over 6 2-hour rides, so people can come and join 2-hour intervals basically, and split into teams, as you said, and trying to ride as far as we can for each team. But obviously at the end of the day, it's all about raising awareness and raising money for a very worthy cause, which like Alix said, I was happy to do everything I could to try and help him out.
Alix, you still are competitive, I would have thought. So how many miles do you think you're going to log this weekend?
For me, the longest I've done on a static bike in my training is 6 hours. So and I was pretty sore after that. So if I average 20 mile an hour, I'll be happy.
Great. Have you been offering any tips? Because obviously last year you did those amazing 12-hour shifts for the NHS. Have you been offering any tips on how to ride long distance on Zwift?
Like Alix has said, the main thing is the food and the morale, I think. Just because, 12 hours is a long time. If you imagine just sitting on the sofa watching TV for 12 hours, it's a long time. But the main thing is doing it for such a worthy cause. You've got that motivation and that commitment just to do it.
Well, listen, guys, it's been great to chat to you. The best of luck over the weekend. If you're watching, want to join in the ride, then you click the link in the description below, and that's how you'll get involved. Well, that's it for another weekend. Oh, what a week it has been as well. Whether you tackled the Haute route, did your first ever ride, PB'd on the Alp, or won the ZRL, a massive congratulations and a gigantic ride on to you. And what's that? OJ Players out, of course. See you next time.